Welcome to Snyder's Inc., where the fun never ends. Reactions, gaming, and more with Josh as your friend. Tune in, buckle up, it's a ride you don't wanna miss. Snyder's Inc., let's dive in, feel the ultimate bliss.
Snyder's Inc., and today we got a wrestling reaction, and this is 10 WWE semi-main events that outshone the actual main event. We don't get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, subscribe button, comment your thing down below. Let's go.
By rights, the final match on a WWE pay-per-view or premium live event should be the best and most heated bout on the show, the crescendo that caps off a multi-hour extravaganza. Well, we don't live in a world of should, do we? And headline attractions have routinely been outshone by matches that came earlier in the show, including, as it turns out, the ones that happened directly before them. I'm Adam Pachisi from Cultaholic Wrestling, and these are 10 WWE pay-per-view semi-main events that outshone the final match. Join us.
But first, when you need the
Okay, Brock Lesnar aged out. This match is terrific. I love this match.
Styles at Survivor Series 2017. In more recent years, before War Games came along and made things interesting again, WWE got into a nasty habit of filling their Survivor Series cards with meaningless inter-brand matches pitting Raw vs SmackDown, and NXT if we were lucky. Such a match closed out the 2017 edition of the event, as the Red Show took on the Blue one in a battle for brand supremacy. After some fairly decent action, the bout fell apart when Triple H inexplicably turned on Kurt Angle, his own teammate, only to pin Shane McMahon straight afterwards to win the match for his team anyway. He just had to be the center of attention, bloody Helmsley. Immediately before this 33-minute match was 15 minutes of pure awesome. WWE Champion AJ Styles battled Universal Champion Brock Lesnar in a match nobody thought he was going to win, but the Phenomenal One used his speed and agility to outfox his larger opponents, leading to several incredibly convincing near falls. Whilst the Beast did eventually go on.
This is one of the matches where Brock was like, I like that AJ kid, I'll sell for him. I'm gonna sell him and give him a terrific matchup. Cause you can all say whatever. There is no one better against little men if he actually chooses to put the effort in than Brock Lesnar. Brock is great against little guys. He can make you believe. Brock is fucking terrific. That's why he's like top 5 wrestlers of all time for me.
On and beat the Phenomenal One. The crowd were on tenterhooks the entire time, and crucially, this match didn't feature anybody betraying anybody else for no particular reason. Number 9, Masato Tanaka vs Mike Awesome at ECW One Night Stand 2005.
I just watched this show and I already forget this match, so maybe it tells you everything else.
June 12, 2005, Extreme Championship Wrestling rose from its fiery grave to put on one final night of hardcore action. At least we all thought it would be for one final time, and in hindsight, many of us wish it had been. ECW One Night Stand was a celebration of the Philadelphia promotion's finest, and the main event pitted Tommy Dreamer and the Sandman against the tie-dye wearing Dudley Boys. The match was a nice nostalgia hit, but the real in-ring highlight had already happened about 20 minutes earlier. Masato Tanaka and Mike Awesome had one of the best rivalries in ECW history, feuding on and off for years, sometimes over the promotion's top prize. They rolled back the years in a hell of a war inside the Hammerstein Ballroom, as both men threw caution to the wind to remind everybody why they had been so bloody good together back in the day. Brutal chair shots, insane dives, and all-round carnage was the order of the day before Awesome put his greatest rival away for the win. Even a completely sloshed JBL felt compelled to give them a standing ovation afterward. Speaking of, number 8, John Brown.
Look, JBL on this show is fucking hilarious. JBL in One Night Stand is fucking hilarious. Up until the fight with Blue Mini, he's fucking hilarious. Because the guy is so hammered, so drunk, he has no idea what the fuck is going on. But even then, when he's supposed to be like heel of all heels, not like a douche, he's just giving him a like, that's fucking insanity. I love it. I forget this doesn't main event because it was main evented by Undertaker was the Dudley Boys in the concrete crypt. It's the fucking thing when Paul Bearer was in the crypt and they fucking buried him.
Bradshaw Layfield versus Eddie Guerrero at the Great American Bash 2004. Say what you will about JBL, and boy have we done that on this channel over the years, but the cowboy turned stockbroker did have his moments. The former acolyte famously ended Eddie Guerrero's sole WWE title run at the 2004 Great American Bash, winning a Texas bull rope match in controversial fashion. Even with the dusty finish, the match was still a lot of fun, full of emotion, drama, and Southern-style violence. Considering this was a match for the big one, you could argue that it should have gone on last, especially when you see what did end up main eventing the show.
Yeah.
The Undertaker was forced to take on the Dudley Boys in a concrete crypt match where...
Who made the decision that this should main event? I actually don't know, because this was a dumb idea. I don't know who made the decision that looked at that match, looked at JBL Guerrero in a bloody bull rope match, and then went, nah, let's do the one where Undertaker buries Paul Bearer against the Dudley Boys as the main event.
if he lost, his manager Paul Bearer would be drowned in cement. I mean, I can think of worse ways to go. The dead man won a boring and confusing contest, only to subsequently kill Bearer off anyway, because, I mean, sure, why not at this point? Maybe WWE thought that belonged in the top spot and not in the mid-card because an Undertaker win and good old-fashioned attempted murder would send the crowd home happy after JBL's title triumph. Number 7, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair at Evolution.
Okay, in defense, Ronda versus Nikki is not that bad. That match I actually like. But, yeah, Becky and Charlotte stole the fucking show on this night. Right on to that too. This is a show I wish was better done. Honestly, I wish there was more given to this, because, damn, this show could have been so much fun.
In 2018, WWE put on their first ever all-female pay-per-view, Evolution. To date, it is the only all-female WWE pay-per-view, which tells you all you need to know about how the company higher-ups maybe view their women's division. As she was the most mainstream women's star they had at the time, WWE put Ronda Rousey in the Evolution main event, defending her Raw Women's Championship against Nikki Bella. The match was okay, there was nothing wrong with it, but the show had already been stolen by two performers synonymous with the rise of women's wrestling.
That's the thing, is Charlotte and Nikki's actually not that bad. It's a pretty good match. But compared to this, it's nothing. These two stole the fucking show.
In WWE. After capturing the SmackDown Women's Championship at Hell in a Cell, Becky Lynch defended the belt against former champion Charlotte Flair in the first ever main roster last woman standing match. Both competitors made the most of the stipulation, dribbling each other around like basketballs in the quest to come out on top. One memorable moment was Lynch driving Flair through the announce table with a ladder-assisted leg drop. Eat your heart out, Hulk Hogan. Lynch picked up the big win, and her position as a fast-rising star was firmly secured. Number 6, Kurt Angle versus Shane McMahon at King of the...
Oh yeah, that didn't main event either. That Kurt Angle 3 times and he still wasn't main event. Poor Kurt. This match is a fucking car crash. It's an insane car crash. A beautiful, beautiful car crash.
The Ring 2001. King of the Ring 2001 was the last pay-per-view before the WCW/ECW invasion angle properly kicked off, but it could have very nearly been known as the show that finished Shane McMahon off. The boss's son was wrestling a very angry Kurt Angle, who had already competed twice that night in tournament matches. This street fight was meant to end the Angle-McMahon rivalry once and for all, but it damn near ended Shane's ability to walk instead. During an infamous spot gone wrong, Shane O'Mac was suplexed by Angle into some glass that was supposed to shatter on impact. Guess what? It didn't. What a rib. The Olympian tried multiple times to send...
How did this match... I think he always said Vince was yelling at him to stop the match. The fact the match kept going is insane. Cause yeah, this matchup has stopped a while ago. Cause you were just almost trying to kill Shane at this point.
And Shane threw the prop as the poor kid repeatedly landed on the top of his head. Whilst this could have ended in disaster, it actually served to make an already captivating match even more compelling to watch, as viewers genuinely feared for the lad's safety. Pretty funny though, wasn't it? The main event between Steve Austin, Chris Jericho and Chris Benoit looked good on paper and was pretty decent bell to bell, but there was no chance in hell that they were going to top the car wreck fans had just bore witness to. Number 5, Diesel vs Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 11.
I've never watched WrestleMania 11 ever. I got nothing to say to this one.
Mania 11 is widely regarded as one of the worst iterations of the show in history, not helped by the fact that the World Championship bout went on before a match between Bam Bam Bigelow and Lawrence Taylor, who was, if my memory serves me correctly, not an actual wrestler. Bigelow and Taylor might have had a fairly decent celebrity bout, but it couldn't hold a candle to the two clickmates who had tussled immediately before them. The Showstopper and Big Daddy Cool had great chemistry together, and the action was solid, even if HBK did intentionally sabotage the match-ending powerbomb to make his opponent look bad. I mean, this was Shawn in 1995, what do you expect? Though this world title encounter doesn't even come close to the all-time best Mania matches, or even Mania World Championship matches for that matter, it was by far and away the best thing on this utterly dreadful show. Number 4, Shawn Michaels vs Razor Ramon at SummerSlam 1995.
I think I've seen this match, but I don't remember it. I figure I've seen the second. I know I've watched the first one. I'm not getting confused. I know I've seen the second one too. I just, also don't remember at the same time.
Just a few months after he had done his best to save WrestleMania, Michaels was once again called on to rescue that year's SummerSlam with help from yet another of his real-life.
Oh yeah, but also him and Dale's literally, these two could have had a fucking mediocre ass match and it would have been the show stealer compared to the fucking shit show that was the main event. 1995 is the drizzling shits.
Bezzy mates. At WrestleMania 10, Michaels and Razor Ramon had put on a clinic in the first ever televised WWE ladder match, setting the standard for all future gimmick matches to come. With the SummerSlam card looking as appealing as a turd wrapped in cabbage soaked in motor oil, the Heartbreak Kid and the Bad Guy were told to do it all over again. This rematch for the Intercontinental Championship was just as good as the one that had come before it, even though it lacked the element of surprise. Though the bumps each man took look relatively tame by today's standards, at this point in time they were basically Jon Moxley and Nick Gage, except, with hair. Michaels got the win in what was an astounding match. Fans would have done well to leave the arena at this point, as the show was destined to be closed out by World Champion Diesel defending the belt against King of the Ring winner, Mabel. Need I say more? Number 3, Triple H versus Cactus Jack.
Pure fucking insanity. This is insanity. This match is insane, man.
Back at Royal Rumble 2000. You're always going to have a hard time competing with the Royal Rumble match, as it's many fans' most anticipated bout every single year. In 2000, however, one match benefited from that year's Rumble being decidedly mid. Also, it just so happened to be one of the greatest WWE matches of all time. After weeks of humiliation at the hands of Triple H, Mick Foley could stand no more and challenged the game for his WWE Championship. Or should I say that he challenged for the title on behalf of his old friend, Cactus Jack. Foley's most dangerous alter ego was resurrected for this street fight as the Madison Square Garden crowd watched on in utter delight. The champion looked like a total psychopath, mercilessly pursuing his prey, whilst Mick was given the ultimate underdog treatment, the plucky hero who would never give in to the monstrous villain. This match proved that Foley was in fact good, but it made Triple H. Without this performance, he might not have become the man he is today, which is a huge deal when you think about it. As for the Rumble match...
Yeah, Triple H, literally, Triple H gives most of his credit to Mick Foley for helping to make him a main eventer. And him and Mick deserves all the credit for it, because god damn, Mick gave his body up just to make people stars. fucking legend is Mick Foley.
It was alright. Big Show should have won. Number 2, Bret Hart versus Owen Hart at SummerSlam 1994. In one of the most baffling booking decisions they've ever made, WWE decided to move the epic conclusion to the Hart brothers saga down the card to make room for a zombie in an oversized suit slowly bumping into a mirror. The Undertaker versus Fake Undertaker from SummerSlam 94 is easily one of the worst pay-per-view main events the company has ever put on. Unathletic, uninteresting, and completely needless. Nobody cared enough about this pantomime storyline to warrant putting it on last, especially as the audience had just sat through an absolute classic. From Survivor Series the
banger of a steel cage match. I haven't watched this match in a while. I need to watch it again. Maybe this should show a review. Maybe. I don't know. I'll let y'all decide that. If y'all have shows you want me to review, let me know.
previous year, to the Royal Rumble betrayal, to their unbelievable WrestleMania 10 opener, Bret and Owen Hart had owned WWE for the past 9 months and were set to blow off their rivalry in a steel cage match for the ages. All this scintillating drama, combined with both men's technical skill and the additional cage setting, resulted in one of the most gripping world title matches in the history of the sport, ending with Bret narrowly escaping with his reign still intact. If I need to explain to you why this should have main evented, then there's really no hope for you. Number 1, The Undertaker versus Mankind.
I mean, yeah, this should have main evented. You ain't gonna there was nothing you could do. You should have ended the show. You should have Austin Kane. You're gonna have to wait till Raw or something. We're ending it here because how the fuck you gonna top this? This is about the greatest example of what the hell we all thinking.
At King of the Ring 1998. Stone Cold Steve Austin and Kane could have had the greatest First Blood match in history at King of the Ring 1998 and found a cure for hangovers at the same time, and it still wouldn't have been enough to get them out of the shadow of the most infamous WWE match of all time. Undertaker vs. Mankind inside Hell in a Cell is still spoken about in hushed tones to this very day. It is the match that saw Mick Foley pay a very sudden visit to the ground, not once but twice, and has become the measuring stick used for all subsequent spots. It generated one of the most iconic wrestling commentary calls ever, established the Cell as the stip to end all stips, and demonstrated to everyone that human teeth do in fact fit inside human nostrils. WWE couldn't have known how big the impact of this match was going to be, so maybe they were right to run the highly charged Austin vs. Kane match as the main event, but knowing what we know now, very few matches that have ever taken place could have lived up to the history of Foley versus Taker.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this reaction video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think is the greatest semi-main that outshone the main event actually is in WWE history. In the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe button. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all for the next one.